human nature has not changed in thousands of years. We like to think that we are modern, rational, and advanced, but the truth is that our emotions, instincts, and desires are the same as those of our ancestors. Fear, envy, pride, greed, love, and hate, these forces still drive people's behavior today. If you want to succeed in life, to protect yourself from manipulation, and to influence others, you must understand how people really work beneath the surface. Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature is a guide to seeing through appearances and understanding the forces that shape human behavior. He explains that people are not always what they seem. Everyone wears a mask. They smile when they feel envy. They pretend to agree while secretly planning to undermine you. They show confidence while hiding insecurity. If you take people at face value, you will be misled again and again. Your first mission is to train yourself to see what is hidden. One of the most important truths is that emotions rule reason. People often believe they make decisions logically, but in reality, emotions come first and logic follows to justify them. Think about a time you bought something you didn't need. You felt a desire first, then you found reasons to explain why it was a good purchase. This happens everywhere in business, in relationships, in politics. If you want to influence others, speak to their emotions first. Use stories, imagery, and empathy. Logic alone rarely moves people. Another law is the law of narcissism. We all have a degree of self-absorption. We see the world mainly from our own perspective, but some people take this to extremes. Deep narcissists are unable to truly consider others' needs. They seek constant validation and feel threatened by anyone who outshines them. When you deal with such people, do not challenge their self-image directly. Instead, give them small doses of praise and make them feel important while quietly guiding them toward your goals. With healthier individuals, you can appeal to shared visions and mutual benefit. Envy is one of the most dangerous emotions in human nature. Few people admit to feeling it, but it exists everywhere. Often it comes from those closest to you, friends, coworkers, even family, because your success feels like a direct comparison to their own lack of progress. Envy can hide behind jokes, criticism, or sudden distance. To protect yourself, avoid flaunting your achievements too much. Share credit with others when possible, and always be alert for subtle signs of resentment, because envy can turn allies into enemies. Short-term thinking is another weakness that traps most people. The desire for instant gratification is hardwired into us. It's why people make impulsive purchases, abandon long-term projects, and fall for quick schemes. But if you can discipline yourself to think years ahead instead of days, you will stand apart. Imagine life as a chess game. Most people are thinking only about the next move, while you are planning the next 10. Patience, foresight, and the ability to delay rewards will give you a huge advantage. Crowd psychology is also a powerful force. Alone, people may think carefully, but in a group, emotions spread like wildfire. Anger, fear, and excitement are amplified. People say and do things in crowds they would never do alone. Understanding this allows you to protect yourself from being swept away by mass opinion, trends, or political hysteria. When you feel yourself getting caught up in the group's mood, pause and step back. Ask yourself, am I thinking for myself, or am I being carried by the crowd? Adaptability is another law of power. The world changes quickly, and those who cling too tightly to one way of doing things are the first to fail. Think of a tree in a storm. A rigid tree will snap under pressure, but a flexible one bends and survives. Be willing to change your strategies when the situation demands it. This doesn't mean abandoning your values, but it does mean staying open to new methods, new opportunities, and new environments. People also have a deep need for purpose. Without it, they become restless, anxious, and easy to manipulate. Leaders throughout history have understood this. They rally people by giving them a cause, a mission that feels bigger than themselves. If you want to inspire loyalty, help others find meaning in their work and life. When people believe they are working toward something important, they will endure hardships and stay committed. One of the hardest truths to accept is the dark side of human nature. We all have selfish impulses, aggressive tendencies, and desires we try to hide. Many people suppress these feelings, pretending they don't exist. But repression only makes them leak out in unhealthy ways. The wise approach is to acknowledge your darker drives and channel them into something productive. Use ambition to fuel achievement. Use competitiveness to push yourself further. Use anger as energy to take action rather than to destroy. Self-awareness is the foundation of all these laws. If you do not understand your own emotions, biases, and weaknesses, you will constantly be at their mercy. People will push your buttons and you will react without thinking. But when you learn to observe yourself, your patterns, your triggers, you gain control. You stop being a puppet to outside forces and start acting with intention. Reading people becomes a form of power. When you notice the small signs, tone of voice, body language, subtle changes in behavior, you can predict what someone is really feeling and what they might do next. This allows you to avoid betrayal, negotiate more effectively, and guide situations toward your advantage. The ultimate goal is not to judge human nature as good or bad, but to understand it as it truly is. People are complex, driven by both noble and selfish motives. By accepting this reality, you stop being surprised when people disappoint you. Instead, you are prepared, strategic, and in control. So remember these principles. See behind the mask people wear. Speak to emotions before logic. Recognize and manage narcissism. Protect yourself from envy. Think long-term when others think. Short-term, resist the pull of the crowd. Stay adaptable in a changing world. Give people purpose. Accept and channel the dark side. Master yourself before trying to master others. When you internalize these laws, you will navigate relationships, work, and life with a clarity most people never achieve. You will spot manipulation before it happens, avoid unnecessary conflicts, and influence others with subtlety. Understanding human nature is not just a tool for success. It is a shield against deception and a map to guide you toward the life you want.